Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sherry Horner and this channel is for women encouraging women. So I want to encourage you to try something new, start where you are with what you have. I started gardening 2 years ago. This is the beginning of my third summer gardening, and I just started where I was with what I had and created this garden. So today I'm going to take you on a June 2025 garden tour. And I've also added a shade garden and a cottage garden. So if you've been here before and you've watched my videos in the past about my garden, I've expanded and I have additional gardens as well. So get something nice and cool to drink, or a nice cup of hot chocolate or hot coffee or cappuccino. If you're indoors, if you're outdoors, sip on that sweet tea or lemonade or tropical drink or cocktail if you want, and sit back, relax. Let me show you my garden. Thanks again for joining me. I appreciate it. Appreciate you subscribing and sharing this video with your friends, and I hope this inspires you to try something new. Start where you are with what you have. Try some gardening. Just throw some seeds in a pot and see what happens. It's very exciting. So okay, let's go take a tour. Okay, so let's take a tour of the garden. I want to start on this side. Again, this tour is the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's always things that are growing, blooming, dying. It's an endless cycle. So these petunias I grew in the grow jugs, the milk jugs, the winter sowing, from seeds I had from last year. So I did the same thing. This little lantern is a solar lantern, and it lights up at night. I wanted my garden to have this lime green and hot pink theme color, so I went with these petunias in the circle. If you watch my videos last year, I had pumpkins growing in this circle. And this year, I just really wanted this big circle of petunias, so I hope they keep growing and spreading. Not sure if I planted them right. I think this one should be a little further out, but you know, it's all an experiment. And I love to see it from a distance. So over here, we'll go in this direction first. These are, again, petunias that I put in the hanging basket. So these baskets originally came with a cocoa liner, but because it's in full sun all day, every day, they dried out so quick. So I just put them in a pot and then let them, just sit there so I can. So in these grow bags, I just added potatoes, and in that bag I have the dirt in there. I haven't got the potatoes in there yet. And this, I grew these from seed. These are painted daisies, so they haven't started blooming yet, but I'm excited to give some away to friends. And this raised bed, last year I had peppers in here, so we did tomatoes in here. We have cherry tomatoes, and I always add a marigold in the corners of the raised beds to keep the bunnies away. Here are the bigger tomatoes. I love cosmos. I love cosmos. So I have cosmos and zinnias. Is it zinnias or zinnias? Comment below, let me know how you pronounce it. So I have those growing here in that planter. And if you've watched my videos before, you know we took these, I don't know what they are, tube things, and made planters out of them. And then these were storage containers that we made planters out of. So we have peppers over here. Now these peppers we did buy, and we bought the tomato plants, but the ones in the middle I grew from seed. So the winter sowing that I did in the jugs, the peppers didn't produce. But when I went to clean out the ones that didn't produce, I found these teeny tiny 3 pepper plants, and those are the mixed bell peppers. And the other ones are bell peppers. Oh, you can see one starting to grow there. There it is. And then we have the sweet banana peppers. I have kale over here, which is growing like mad. I need to pick some of that. And in the jugs, the winter sowing, I had one sunflower. That one right there is huge. It's the only one seed that produced. So I put it in here and I sprinkled some other seeds in here. So now I have one giant one and two smaller ones growing in there that I should separate them. So along here, this is something I need to pull out. Remember I said the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is monkey grass. So that was the first things that produced in the jugs. And I put 3 monkey grass out in a flower bed near my mailbox. And I still have one in here, so I don't know if I should pull it out, stick it somewhere, or just throw it out. But it was supposed to be lemongrass. I ordered lemongrass seeds, and that's what came of it. But plan B, just use what you got. And peppermint. Also, the peppermint that I grew rooted in little glass jars in the winter in the window. And I have peppermint everywhere to fight the mosquitoes. There's some wildflowers that I threw the seeds in there. But this leaf plant, comment below if you know what that is. It was on clearance for $1 at Walmart, so I rescued it, and there it is. Okay, so let's go back over here. Here's my lettuce I love, but look, over the rain, we've had so much rain, and then so much, it went to extreme heat. So, unfortunately, all these lettuce plants are going to seed. They have bolted, and I'm gonna pull them out and put in some more romaine lettuce. I have several different lettuces in here, 4 different kinds, I think. And then of course a marigold in the corner. These little wind spinny things, I painted. They were originally blue from the Dollar Tree, and you can see the back side. I might paint that more too, but they were originally blue, so I added some pink and green. So it would kind of go with the color theme of my garden, the lime green and the hot pink or purple. The pansies, I bought these late summer, early fall, put them in planters along with mums that I had propagated at my daughter's house. Put them in her planters. Then I went back and retrieved them all, and I put them all in one pot. They lasted all winter long in the greenhouse, and they're still going strong. And there's a little butterfly in there, if you can see that little glass butterfly. And then these diantheses were doing really good until we got all the rain and then all the extreme heat. So I think they got scorched. But I love that look of the bright pink and the lime green, again with my theme. And over here is the other planter with the petunias that I grew from seed in the jugs. Now these petunias were store-bought. I ordered seeds from a reputable company, seed company, and in the winter I tried to grow them under the grow lights. They didn't germinate, so they replaced my order. And then I tried again with a heat mat, and they didn't germinate. So I had to go buy petunias, but I wanted this bright hot pink color in this circle, and I love it. But I will never spend that much money on petunias again, ever. But I had the idea in my head, so I had to make it happen. And if you have any ideas of what I should put in the circle next year to kind of ground cover with a hot pink color, let me know. Please comment below. So over here I have just added dirt in this grow bag, and those will be carrots. Hopefully they will produce another petunia here. These are 2 mums that I stuck in here last year. One was bigger and one was smaller. I might leave them there or pull them out. I had so many mums that I propagated. I ran out of pots and places to put them. We have cucumbers here that we grew from seed, of course some marigold. And then just to fight off the bunnies. And over here, this is an experiment. So if you've watched my videos before in the past, you noticed, you'll remember I had really tall cosmos and zinnias, but then you couldn't see the cute greenhouse from a distance. And I love my little greenhouse. So I put in here, this is an experiment. I put the nasturtium here, hoping it would grow up this little pole. It hasn't yet. And then that is a daisy, kind of like a bush type daisy that I bought. And then that's another dianthus. This one is empty, growing only weeds there so far. And here is a zinnia. Now these zinnias are supposed to be dwarf. That's what the seed packet said, because I didn't want them to be too tall. And then I put in a couple painted daisies in each one of the boxes. We'll see how those go. I hope they grow nice and strong. And then this little birdhouse, I don't know what it is, I got for free on Facebook Marketplace, and I just love it because it adds that pop of green along with the green wicker that I did purchase from Facebook for like $10. More of the petunias. Down here I have some replacement lettuce romaine that I'm gonna put into the raised bed after I pull out the lettuce that has bolted. And then I have another marigold that I grew from seed and some portulaca that I grew from seed. So I have more in pots. These were some latecomers that I need to put them in pots, and I think one of them is a, let me comment below if you know what that is, purple coneflower. So I need to, they were latecomers in the gallon jugs that I thought were not going to produce. So they did. Surprised me. I went to clean it out in there. And then here's a couple zinnias that I just threw in this pot for now. I don't know where they're going to go. More peppermint. More of the monkey grass I need to do something with. And then these pots are empty, but I will be filling those up in the next few days with dirt and different flowers that I need to pot up. And then back here, these are my sunflowers. If you've watched my videos before, you've seen my really tall sunflowers in my garden. So I only put them in this barrel and that barrel. And I threw seeds in here and they grew. So I had to do something with them. I'm going to take you around back and show you what I do with them. And this is just my experiment. I got some columbine from a friend, and that should come back. And then I have some, I think, wildflowers. I don't know, but this is going to be my little hidden corner back here where I put all my experimental things. This is cauliflower. My first year gardening, I grew cauliflower, but it didn't really produce. It had beautiful, wonderful leaves, but only one had produced. So I had seeds. I started them in the jugs, and I thought, let me do it again. Let me try and see what happens. So I have 2 raised beds of cauliflower, zinnias, and I love the cosmos. So I have zinnias over here, different color or different style, and more. I love them. More of the cosmos. So let's go behind the garden, and then I'll show you what's happening there. Okay, so I have 6 new, I think 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 new raised beds back here. And I started out with this bed, and I wanted just cosmos in there. In the jugs, I was only able to grow a couple, like 3 or 4 cosmos that came out of the jugs. I was so disappointed, so I threw seeds back here. I had my 3 original cosmos, and something came along and munched them down. So I put more seeds in here, and then it seemed like it was taking forever for them to grow. One day they're going to produce. So I threw this wildflower in here and another wildflower, and I thought, let me fill up the space with something. And now all the cosmos are getting really big. So I had so many sunflowers in that barrel. So I came back and I placed one here, one in the middle, and one at the end, in almost every bed. So from the garden, when you look at it from the front, you'll be able to see these tall sunflowers stretching up over the fence, and I think that would look really awesome. So I tried to label everything. So in here I have Cosmos Early Sensation. Now I don't know much about the different kind of cosmos except the different colors, and then some wildflower mix were in here. So, and then this one, wow, this one has gone nuts, but I wanted more flowers back here that I could cut and put into vases and give to people as gifts. And these little flowers, I don't know what they are, but they're so cute, and I think they'll look so good in vases. So this one is kind of gotten wild. There were more like 4 of these plants. Comment below if you know what that is. And I separated and took one out so they would have more room. And there's another sunflower in the corner and a sunflower here. So these are all wildflowers. So I grew them from the perennials seed pack, and it's all a mystery. It's exciting. It's like Christmas. Again, I put marigolds in the corner because there's lots of bunnies back here, and I don't want them munching down everything. But another sunflower, sunflowers, and look at these. So pretty. So pretty. And then I think those are more cosmos. And then this one, these I started in the jugs. So let me know, is that like a carnation? Is it a carnation? Let me know if you think that is a carnation. So these are all my raised beds back here. Now let's go on to the shade garden that I'm so excited about. So my shade garden is still under construction. My favorite chair here, I like to sit in this chair and then look out at my beautiful garden because the garden is hot and I love to spend time there, but I usually just spend the maintenance time in the garden. But I like to sit and listen and look, listen to nature and look from my chair. So here's my shade garden. I needed shade plants, so I put it out there. Does anybody have any shade plants? I have extra vegetables I'm willing to trade. I need shade plants, I need perennials. And Gail, thank you Gail, gifted me these huge hostas. Look how big that is. And not only these huge ones, but 5 additional smaller ones that I potted up. And again, we made these black barrels for planters, so they will stay here, and the smaller pots will go in my greenhouse for the winter. So I wanted that pop of green and that bright pink to follow from the garden over to the shade garden. So I added some pink begonias and then coleus. And this is just a little more like melon, orangey-ish. And then some pansies that look like they're kind of over it. Spider plant, Deborah, thank you so much. Deborah has given me so many plants and cuttings from her plants. And then the creeping Jenny, my friend Jenny has given me so many of those as well. Thank you all so much for donating. Now these ferns I was able to get on clearance at Walmart for $4, and I hung the shepherd's hooks, hung them from the shepherd's hooks. So, and then also my little white fox is a gift from Janice. So I want to thank you all so much for all your donations. So it's not completed. I'm going to be outlining the mulch with stones. And then I also have my bubble greenhouse over here. I know it's kind of messy over there, but that's where all the construction happens, back there. And then I have all my terracotta planters that are going in the garden with mums. They are all my mums from last year. So that's the beginning of my shade garden. Still yet to, oh, and also I just want to point out my wind chime here was a gift from my friends Margie and Sherry. It is a memory chime that they gave me when my sister passed away, and I appreciate that so much. Okay, I want to show you my cottage garden, and I know this video is getting lengthy. I appreciate you hanging in there till the very end. I hope it inspires you to try something on your own with gardening, or try something new if you are a regular gardener. So here's my potting shed, and on the side of it, if you remember a video from last year, I grew sunflowers along this white wall. So this wall is just to hide all the construction back there, the trailers and the golf cart and all the construction that goes along with yard maintenance and gardening. But I grew, well, my husband made this little box for me so I could grow this nasturtium from seed, and the trellis was gifted to us from our neighbor and relative, Arlene. These petunias came back from last year. So I had that pot in the greenhouse, they came back, and this is a white marigold that I grew from seed. I also put them back there on the sides of the box, and this is lemon coral sedum that I grew from seed. So all of this, once it starts popping with color, it's going to be great. And here is one of the original cosmos that survived the bunnies. And then I put some of these petunias again. That pot came from the greenhouse. They came back from last year. And these other petunias are ones that I grew in the jugs from seed, another cosmos. So this is my wall of wildflowers, perennial. I grew them by just placing all the seeds down. Now, this blue salvia, I have about 4 of them mixed in here that I planted. I grew them in the jugs. So I placed those in there. And then also the cosmos, because I got obsessed with not being able to have a lot of cosmos that came from the jugs. So I start putting cosmos seeds everywhere. So you'll see there are cosmos growing up in the back, like every so many feet. And I think that will be just beautiful when they come up and start producing flowers. I think it will be great. And then I also put a marigold over here on the corner that I purchased because I don't want the bunnies coming along eating anything. So once this starts blooming, please come back in the future for an update, because it's going to be so exciting. There's the little purple flowers that are in the other raised beds, and then these little yellow ones, and then the baby's breath. And I just think it's going to be gorgeous. So these planters, I hung the hooks, or I asked my husband to hang them, that I could hang the planters that I got at the Dollar Tree. And at the time I was like, what plants do I put in there? So I had some remnants of the hardy geranium. I put those in there with a sweet potato vine, and I also threw a zinca in there. So these aren't producing flowers right now. I still have hope. But I also added this little light bulb solar light to them, and they look really cool at night. So I hope you come back in the future and check out everything once it's blooming. The bird bath I got for free on Facebook, along with the other one that I have in the garden, the green one. And the birds really don't like it. So I'm going to add flowers. I want to add flowers that drape over and spill down. I think that would look totally awesome. And I love seeing my little shade garden back there through the trellis. And I do have a bird bath in the other flower bed that I will show you in the future. But thank you for coming back and watching my garden videos. I hope, comment below if you got any inspiration or any ideas or suggestions for me. I appreciate your comments.
Ladies, thank you all so much for joining me on this garden tour. I again hope that it inspired you to try something new. Start where you are with what you have. Throw some seeds in a pot and come back join me again for another video for an update and see how things blossom and bloom and expand through the summer season. Thanks again for watching this video. Please share it and give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you so much. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Comment below if you have started a garden or if you're a regular gardener, and what is your favorite thing to grow in your garden. And I will catch you on the next video.